Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call, where the liquor flows and the community grows. Or at least that's the hope. I just checked and I uploaded my first video 3 years and 3 weeks ago. And here I am now with 465 subscribers. Okay, to be fair, I didn't really start working on my channel in any kind of earnestness until about a year and a half ago. Yeah, the first last call was in March of 2021. Wow, it's been fun, and like anything worth doing, it's a lot of work. But you know what's really awesome? The friends I've made along the way, growing that community, like I mentioned. And we're going to talk to some of those friends that I've made along the way, hear their stories, and give a little peek behind the curtain, as we like to say around here. So top off your glasses and strap in. Here we go. Before I start bringing them in, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to do a stream like this. You know, if you're not one of those, if you're just one of the people that comes by and enjoys the hanging out with us, and you don't actually, you know, do the YouTube thing yourself. So we're in StreamYard, right? And you see us as I bring people in and whatnot. But as the host, I can see all the people on camera down below. Yes, and Ryan Roger Athe, he's reacting to my whole monologue all the way through it. It's and he's like giving me a thumbs up, and you know the music's playing and he's doing this, and it's just awesome. But tonight I want to start out by bringing in my most special guest because well, she's just gorgeous. Netter of Netters Network, how you doing, sweetheart? What you sipping on?
Well, currently I'm sipping on a Diet Dr. Pepper, but I'm about to finish that and switch to water since I'm out of Diet Dr. Pepper. And I'm doing pretty well.
You can have one of my Diet Cherry Cokes.
I don't like them.
Okay.
They taste like medicine to me.
Okay.
Blech.
Fair enough.
I'll probably have to throw some more in the fridge. But yeah, I'm doing really well. It's a Friday night. Actually had an easy day at work today, so that was nice.
I'm glad you did. I was actually on a half hour later, and when I asked I was trying to get a question answered from a coworker. He's like, "I thought you were off already," and I looked at the clock. I'm like, "Well, I was waiting on a response back from you."
Yeah.
Made it sound like it was his fault.
The only glitch in my day is when I found out that we do these certificates for earned CP credits for classes, because a company I work for, they do IT certifications.
Mm-hmm.
And certificates I had sent out a month ago, they now want amended to show other information. So I have to go back and do like 25 certificates all over and send those out again.
It's kind of like if you order your cheeseburger and then after they bring it to you, go, "Oh, can you hold the mayo?" You know? Yeah.
So I get to do that on Monday. That's fun.
Congratulations. All right.
That's been a good day.
And as you all know, those of you that are here regularly, Netter is the bouncer, so she's the one who's keeping an eye on you guys. You know, keep it civil in the commentary. I don't care about language, but you know, just don't drop the GD bomb. And actually, I don't know what Twitter or not Twitter. What's this? YouTube. I don't know what YouTube allows. So if
YouTube allows everything. Have you not heard?
Well, I think there's filters that you can put that I can go in and put, you know, and I'm usually pretty relaxed about that kind of stuff, but I'm not smart enough to know how to do that kind of stuff. I'm kind of like an aged boomer. How you doing, my friend? What you sipping on?
I got myself an Arizona watermelon fruit juice cocktail.
So you like those, because you've had those a couple of times.
They ain't bad. I have them sometimes, yeah.
Can you drop the mic so they can't hear me?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah,
It's Netter that they can't hear. No, I need you to just lean in or speak up.
Okay,
I got
Boosh,
it at
do
max.
I sound better now? Can you hear me better, Boosh?
Yeah,
So,
I appreciate the feedback, though, by the way. I usually never have to worry about it, because even when I sit far away from the mic like I'm doing right now, I got a big mouth, and my voice carries. I think I talked about this. If it wasn't with Deleted Scenes, it was with Sir Torrin Clegane. I was talking about my history in theater, including musical theater. So
he's got a big mouth.
I was trained, to project for the back so that you could be heard. Even though we always had mics, the one time the mic cut out, nobody cared because I was still projecting, and I was like, I didn't even know my mic had cut out.
Sorry about that, Boomer. Continue, please.
Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, I was just making a point that I saw deleted scenes comment, and I thought he wrote. I didn't have my glasses on, so I thought he wrote "Hail the boobs."
That would be good too. Hail the boobs.
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. What was I gonna? I don't know. I'm sure there was something I was gonna say or something I was gonna ask you, but we'll probably get into it.
We got Legion of Superheroes discussion Tuesday. Don't forget.
Netter and I are most of the way through watching those.
Right.
Couple little surprises there. Glad you guys didn't spoil it for me. Normally,
I didn't want to say anything.
There was a couple things that came up. I was like, oh, and there's a lot of little Easter eggs.
It was new to me too. Yeah,
I caught Crypto and Streaky in Candor.
I saw them.
Where's the Wonder Horse?
That's a good point. They probably could have gone that route, but they didn't. Anyway, speaking of deleted scenes, let me bring the guy in. How you doing, my friend, and what you sipping on? You are muted, by the way.
I'm doing very well, and I have my customary sweet tea and milk.
Sweet tea and milk? Like you put the milk in the sweet tea?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Separate.
Well, you might be.
Separate.
course,
well, no,
of course.
I don't know.
I could mix them. I had a margarita earlier, so
I was going to say people drink, milk in their tea. I guess a sweet tea could have milk in it too.
Put milk in Pepsi.
Oh yeah, remember milk and Pepsi? I tried that one time. It wasn't bad.
It sounds disgusting. I would never
It
do
sounds
that.
disgusting. It tasted a little bit like a black cow.
My dad used to make a Coke and milk for me every so often because I guess he didn't like the idea of me just drinking soda, so he would mix them. And he would call them a brown cow.
Yeah,
eventually I got wise to the fact that this is actually kind of disgusting. I was like, just give me the milk.
Yeah, see, he taught you there.
And of course, deleted scenes is the David Lynch doppelganger.
He kind of is, yeah. I mean, even the cadence of his voice when he speaks is a little bit like David Lynch, and that's not a bad thing.
Lynch has a. Okay, sorry.
No, he has a YouTube channel, David Lynch. Now, it's quintessential David Lynch through and through. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious.
I can imagine.
Fun. Anyone who's a fan of David Lynch, go and find his YouTube channel, please. You'll love it.
And last but absolutely not least, the guy who I guess has really waited the longest, not just to get onto the stream from the green room, but it's like dark early in the morning over where you're at.
Yes,
Ryan Roger Athay from the UK. How you doing, my friend? What you sipping on?
I'm having some water. I'm on my second bottle. If I was an alcoholic, I'd probably be dead now. But,
I know the feeling. I absolutely know the feeling.
it's good to be here, and I hope everyone is doing well. And I've been live now for about an hour.
That's right. You came over from another stream, and I super appreciate you making the time for us. Not everybody that I invited has been able to make time for us, but I'm not naming any names, you bigger guys with bigger channels and bigger things to do. I see you. I'm just
Troy?
Yeah.
Getting to nearly 500 subs as a live streamer is just as great as an achievement as getting to, say, 2,000 as a content creator, or even as high as 10,000 for a shorts video maker.
Is that
it's
true?
like comparing apples with oranges, unfortunately. But
Cool,
I try
cool.
my
That's good to know. Although that also probably tells me I should probably be putting out more, standalone content. And I know I should. I really haven't. Now that I've greeted all of the panel, let me start saying hi to all of the chat. First, of course Netter did. She's in there dropping her hi sweeties and her little hearts and everything because she's awesome that way. She's a bouncer, but she's a polite bouncer. So first person I'm seeing is Matanui. Matanui, ever faithful. He was here at least a half hour early, as was Tim Hayes. thanks so much for coming by, and for all the noobs that haven't been here before, I really super appreciate you following. Like Ryan and Deleted Scenes from their promoting me the way they do, and I hope that I earn a subscription tonight from you. And someone who I just assume is already subscribed to me, I don't know this to be the case, Big Al of Big Al Presents. How are you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I will be hanging out with you tomorrow night on your channel as we do a rewatch of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's going to be a lot of fun. PJ of Orville Nation, busy guy, I know, you're on the road. Be careful while you're out there, but I super appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. And Joe DeMarco, good to see you, my friend. Again, welcome. I hope I earn your subscription. Keely Chow, always good to see you, my friend. Very, very encouraging when you are here. Tim Hayes. Moira Kitty, welcome. So glad you're here. I'm going to have to come back and rewatch the stream so I know who to follow back. Including Boosh McFadden. I love that name, Boosh McFadden. Bad to the Boosh. Who else do we have here? I'm kind of starting to sound a little bit like Doomcock going through his chat the way he does.
Well, it's not easy. I mean, when the debut episode of Reality Based, which is my new show, was released live, I had no idea that the YouTube had blocked comments that had swear words in them. So it wasn't until at the end of the stream, as I was looking through, that YouTube was stopping people from speaking their minds. And I'm a very trusting person. Probably shouldn't in this day and age.
Yeah,
but I want people
I understand
to speak
that.
their mind.
So, occasional drop in, someone that I'm a huge fan of, Michael from Retro Blasting, stopped in because, and this is going to make a great segue into, what our main topic is tonight. He says, "Wow, Ryan is here. Thank you so much for the kind words about my channel. And hey, I said I'd be happy to come on the show, but you got to reach out and set a date with me, my dude." Actually, okay, I'm gonna side with Michael on this because you're pretty casual with me. We chat online all the time, and you send me a thing like, "Would you be willing to come on my channel?" Yeah, anytime. How about in the next couple weeks? Yeah. When? When were you thinking? What time? Kind of let me know, and just.
Well, I have him written down right here as a potential
You do.
guest.
You have a whole pad of schedule, don't you?
Yes, I'm not.
Sorry.
gonna tell
Do
you-
I need to pronounce that schedule for you?
Well, the first.
No, because I
episode-
often do. In all fairness.
Well, I'll just
Like
tell
some
you this:
criticisms.
there are 10 episodes planned.
Mm-hmm.
First one will be on the 26th, and the last one is, I believe, around the 8th of November. So from the 26th of September until the 8th of November, there will be 10 episodes of Reality Based with Ryan Roger Athe featuring fellow creators as guests. So,
Well, wait a minute. So, Michael, are you saying, because he says, "Ryan, I was also referring to the stream you're on right now." Does that mean my stream?
yes.
I'd be happy to come on this channel,
Yeah.
just waiting for the date?
Mm.
Wow. Wow.
How about
That's
right now?
I was just going to say, because I actually had reached out to a couple of other larger channels that just couldn't make it tonight. It would be awesome if you could just stop in even for a little bit if I was to drop you the link. Would you be able to do that, Michael? Just no pressure. If you can't, if you just wanted to listen, that's fine too. But what we're going to be talking about tonight, and again, I'm going to pivot into our topic, is I have a group here of people that are all doing the YouTube thing, all different types of YouTube thing. We all have different content different formats and so forth. And we've all been doing it for a different amount of time. Also, different, levels of subscription. And people keep telling me not to worry too much about the numbers. It's hard. It's especially when you're smaller. It's hard not to look at those numbers, and you lose a couple subscriptions. It's like, oh no.
I personally really do like Social Blade because it's not the most perfect of systems, but it is quite accurate. Now, I've been where Troy has been. I've also been below where Troy has been. It sometimes with content creation, it's like getting blood out of a stone. Other times, it's like a dam just broke, and all these people are coming in. It's wonderful and terrifying and exhilarating.
I've gotten a lot of, and you guys have done it, and some of the people I really respect in the YouTube community have done it, giving me a lot of recommendations. Well, you should talk about this. You should talk about that. You should talk about whatever. And I gotta say, and I think I talked about this last week, either on my channel or maybe it was Geeky Geezers on Sunday. But I really want to talk about the things I want to talk about, and I don't want to go out of my way to, like, somebody asked me, hey, did you watch, what was it? Something that just, no, it wasn't the Hulk thing. I think it was, I don't know, one of the streaming shows that was
Rings of Power.
It was the Andor.
Oh.
Have you watched Andor? And I said, no, I haven't watched Andor. I didn't watch Obi-Wan either. And I knew why he was asking. He wanted me to come on his channel and be part of the panel. And I'd love to do that. But it's like, look, I'm not going to go out of my way and start watching a bunch of things just because it's what's in the news and it's what's getting the clicks. I'm kind of taking Tom Connor's advice. He said, look, just do what you enjoy. And if you're really passionate about it and, people also get passionate about it, the numbers will come. And I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense because as soon as it becomes like work, it's me moving in my chair.
Oh. So someone's knocking on the door.
Yeah. No. I'm just sitting too far back.
This becomes like work.
Technical difficulties behind the scenes here, people know. But if it does start to seem actually like work, I'm not going to want to do it, and I'm going to end up quitting. But yeah. So yeah, that's what it comes down to. So we run the gambit here of Netter has her content, a lot of like interesting how-tos and so forth. Mine is the Friday night drunk stream, as we like to call it, the Canarble Wagon, the last call. Ryan Rodgerathe, the reason he is so well known is because he is the hardest working guy in YouTube, because he's putting out 4 videos a day. He thinks he's slacking when he takes one day off, but he's promoting all these other channels. So of course, at the very bare minimum, he puts out 4 videos a day. He's probably going to get 4 subscriptions a day from those.
Fingers crossed.
The bare minimum
does go above the video rate. Fingers crossed. But it's ironic you say that. My father, who is a wonderful man, he's in his late 60s. He would laugh at what you just said. Hard worker, me.
Well, maybe he's not paying attention to the.
He's more of a physically active person, well as I am a pig.
Fair enough.
I just want you all to know too, any newcomers to the chat, that I've been trying to drop links for everybody. If I've missed you, please let me know so that I can drop your link. And for anyone that I wasn't subscribed to, I am now subscribed to. So there's like, I think 4 of you that I just sub to. So appreciate the subs back. In fact, sub to all of us. I've dropped all of our links in the chat. So please sub to us. We're subbing back because together we grow. Orville Nation always says that. Together we grow.
And whether you're a passive subscriber or an active subscriber, you're all welcome.
Absolutely.
Yep. So yeah. So let's just take it around. Well, you know what? I'll start because it's my show. So I was saying in my monologue, I basically started, what did I say, 3 years and 3 weeks ago. My first live stream, I don't think I was even calling it Last Call yet. I hadn't decided on a name yet. But I knew that I wanted to drink and I wanted to hang out with my friends. And that was basically because this was during the pandemic, and Netter and I, we used to work at an office where every Friday we'd get together with our coworkers and go out for drinks at the pub just the other side of the expressway. And, it was a great time to, bond with friends and decompress after the week.
And complain about your bosses and other coworkers.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant by the decompressing. If you want to put that fine a point on it, sure. But yeah, and I wanted to keep that going. So that's why I started the show, really just as an opportunity to get together with whomever wanted to stop in. I wanted to do it in like a public space, so anyone could drop in, just like if we were at the pub and we're, a group of friends who know each other, but anyone could stop by and say hi, and that was my basic goal. So yeah. And, guys, everyone here, I don't know if you noticed this, but when you signed on to StreamYard today, there's a new feature on StreamYard. Apparently you can play background music now during your show.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hey, Steve
Wow.
Ransom.
I was not aware of this.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why this guy is so successful. I watch his content and I'm like, he has got to be putting in so much work behind the scenes to put out the videos that he puts out, So yeah, he's busy right now. Yeah, no, I totally get that. But absolutely. So I'm going to take a screen capture of this later on. I'm going to hold you to that, Michael.
Give him a few time slots, of days in which he could be available, and I'm sure you'll reel him in, so to speak.
Well, it's the same thing I did with you, Ryan, and so many. You especially, I was willing to work because the time difference and so forth. I did the same thing with PJ, and even with Pops on Pop Culture. I said, look, if I need to pre-record something with you during the week, because he's got a difficult commute schedule during the week, But yes, Michael, I'll email you because I apparently can't message you on the Twitter tweets. So I will I'll send you an email. And man, I super appreciate that. That's really, really encouraging to me. But Stephen Ransom, welcome back. Thanks so much for being here. You are absolutely good people. And I missed a bunch of comments that went by. Wakazashi's Tea House, really good to see you, my friend. You are awesome. And hold me to it. I'm the only toy channel over 80,000 that isn't a pandering figure. That's exactly what I'm talking about. See, I have to believe that Tony over on what's Tony's channel's name? Analog Toys? Yeah.
And is he Australian or is he British?
He's Australian. Netter has a hard time between the Australian and the British accents.
Well, we listen to so many of them.
I told you, if you think there's an accent, they're probably British. I think Tony is the only one we listen to who's Australian. And technically, he's originally from Britain.
Oh.
So, I mean,
Technically, they all are.
Oh, good point, Michael. Yeah. Tony is 40. That's what I love about you guys. You guys are just so down to earth. And there's this, I just feel like, you look at the bigger channels, it's like, you can't talk to those guys. They're busy. They're way above this.
Busy.
And obviously they are. But yeah, right, Ryan. But Ryan too. Ryan is busy. He is he talks about people being a rising star. He absolutely is a rising star. And as I was saying earlier, it's because of it's his formula and it's his work ethic. You know, if he does 4 videos a day on 4 different channels, hopefully he's getting 4 subscriptions from those channels saying,
don't
"Hey,
forget
thanks
the
for the nice
suggestion
words."
videos as well. Because I've said this before, but the biggest failing of my first run on YouTube was not enough content was created. The net, to borrow a phrase, the net was not big enough, was not detailed enough, you know, with all the different strands to catch the fish, so to speak.
No, exactly. So, but yeah, it's a great formula. You're growing. That does make you very, very busy. But how do you ever become successful unless you are working hard? Really special hello to Evelyn Hampton of the IKV Hoshtam. Welcome, Admiral. It's always good to have you here. We're just talking a little bit about what it's like to be a YouTuber and to you know, anything worth doing is worth doing well, and it's worth putting in effort and a lot of hard work.
Okay, you gotta read Retro Blasting's comment.
Yeah, I was just bringing it up. But Ryan is authentic, and he's British, or possibly a Jedi accent, not sure, which goes light years in terms of credibility. That's true. I've always said accents make a huge difference. A good British accent adds IQ points, and a Southern American accent removes some IQ points. I mean, bless my little heart. I mean, honestly, if I came to you and said, "Hello, I'm going to be your brain surgeon today," you'd say, "No, hell no, oh no way." But you know,
I have a soft spot for the Southerners. You got handed a bad deal. You were about 30 years economically behind from the rest of the country. You guys need a lift up and support from your allies over in the United Kingdom and France and wherever else.
It really is complicated because, you know, there was that whole Civil War thing. And honestly, I don't think we've ever really recovered as a nation from that, to be honest with you. So, but as accents go, interestingly, I guess I can kind of hear it, although, you know, it doesn't make much intuitive sense, except to an actor who, you know, affects accents. A lot of British actors have said, yeah, Southern American accent's actually pretty easy. And I guess I can see some, you know, relation, even though they're completely different accents. But
Troy, in your acting days, did you ever affect an accent?
I was in a stage production of Mary Poppins. I played Jonathan Darling, and yes, I did a passable, childish British accent. Yeah, in fact, if there's one character, one of the child characters that has to have the British accent, it's got to be Jonathan, because he's correcting people's grammar in one of the songs. You know, so.
Retro Blasting said, I was born in Tennessee, but thankfully moved to the UK at age of 11, so I came back with a different voice and hair and funny places I didn't have before.
Yes. Michael has talked about his time in the UK, and that's one for toy fans. That's actually, he's got a great background because he's got to experience both. I don't know all the toy lines that Michael does, but at least as far as Star Wars goes, he's gotten to enjoy both Kenner and Palitoy. And as a kid growing up in the U.S., I was confused as heck when I would see a picture in a magazine of like the Palitoy Death Star. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, that's a very different looking Death Star than we have. And I was thinking, oh, but you know what? That could go on top of my Death Star. That kind of like round it out. You know, it's rounded on this side. It could be rounded on this side. Yeah. So that Yeah, never came to fruition, and I was very confused by that. But anyway, so yes, yeah, that's Ryan. So Ryan is the only. It's you have one of those names, Ryan. It's very difficult not to call you Ryan Roger Athay every time I refer to you, even when you're right here. Ryan Roger Athay. It's like Charlie Brown. You know, you got to say the whole name. But Ryan, he's the only one on the panel tonight that's hit that coveted 1,000 mark.
Wow.
Which means
it's incredible because July was the month of illness,
yeah,
in which I was ill and I couldn't speak very well. Growth was not easy, but thankfully we pulled through. In August, we went from 648 all the way to 964. Mainly because of America's largest mental health and well-being channel, Psych2Go, who shared my thoughts on them, which I find quite ironic because I don't think my mental health is the most stable.
well, I know mine isn't, but
it was very nice of them to share my thoughts on them, and they helped me get over 1,000 in September the 2nd, and then again on September the 8th. No, it wasn't the 2nd, it was the 4th. The 4th of September, and then the 8th of September. And here I am today, only 3 away now from 1,040, which is incredible.
Awesome. And it may not be long before we start seeing a little join button next to your, thumbs up and thumbs down.
If reality-based really takes off and the watch time goes through the roof, then we could get it this year, but I think at the earliest it'll be sometime next year. At the latest, maybe 2024. So the target is 2023 to 2024.
I've had a lot of people tell me that, as far as this, I'm not even worried about watch time because I'm nowhere near the 1,000 mark, but people have been telling me that if you're a live streamer, you generally have an easier time because you got people locked in for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, a week.
I know this is public, but I would ask you the question, what are your watch hours?
I would be hard pressed to answer the question just because, I don't look at my analytics very much, and it would take me some time to look and find it.
I think I'm on 1,300 hours.
I'll look. I will
top
try.
Of my head.
I will try. I guess I go to, and this was part of what the show was to be tonight, guys. This isn't just me getting sidetracked. This is you kind of seeing behind the scenes a little bit of what it's like doing a show, being a YouTuber, and all the things.
I can tell
the
you
technical
some analytics.
stuff.
And in fact, anyone that wants to do this for their own channel, however,
Right.
just because they're curious if somebody else can do this, you go to a site called socialblade.com.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah.
And you can see a lot of your analytics. Like, according to this, Troy has 156 uploads, 465 subscribers, 82,454 video views, and he created his account on May 22nd, 2014, according to this.
Okay. My analytics on YouTube say watch time. 151.3 hours. That doesn't sound like a lot.
What, for the year?
I guess. Is that how they measure
No,
it?
it can't be that small, surely.
Let's see if I
No.
can figure out mine.
Channel watch time compared to your typical performance. This includes public, private, unlisted, and deleted videos.
Oh, I check mine for the year on the monetization section.
Oh, okay. So I go to monetization. Okay. Yeah, that's a little different. Here. Okay, so 469 subscribers. Well, thank you guys that subscribed today during the stream. 2,461 public watch hours.
Oh, that's very good. Because you're around half. You're just over halfway to 1,000.
Yeah,
So-
but I'm more than halfway through the year, so if this was a running average, I'd be running a bit behind as far as pacing goes.
We double the subscribers and then double the watch time. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
that's true. That's true. I mean, it's going to be a while before I get to 1,000. Once I have 1,000, then real quick, I see a new name in the chat for today. It's Courtney. I believe that's Courtney from the Fellowship of Oddballs. Thank you so much, my dear, for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Nobody asked what I was sipping on tonight.
What you sipping on tonight?
It's just a vodka seltzer. Just I'm taking it easy tonight.
The Claw.
Yes, it's a White Claw. I didn't want to say it, but it's a White Claw. I did a post today. So White Claw. Why do I even have White Claw in my house? Because I watch a YouTuber, Brandon Herrera, the AK guy, and the real official Amazing Adam. Welcome, my friend. You have an amazing name, so I'm assuming you must be amazing. I super appreciate you stopping by. So Brandon Herrera does gun meme reviews, and he does Darwin Awards, and he does demonstrations, usually very humorous ones, of usually covering a lot of gun safety, but sometimes whatever new pew pew he's gotten. And today's video I was watching as I was writing my monologue. I just had it running, and he was doing a series of, he was going from like a smaller caliber to like an arm cannon, firing through. He had a box full of what do you call them? Video cards, computer
Graphics cards.
Graphics cards, thank you, yes. The big fan and everything and whatnot. And he was trying to see, how many will a 22 punch through? How many will a 9mm punch through? Stuff like that. And I posted something to the effect of, what does Troy do when he's getting ready for a live stream? Well, today I'm watching the AK guy, Brandon Herrera, blow up graphics cards with pew-pews. I'm not even kidding.
What?
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was awesome when he brings out the AK. He's got a line of, I guess he's got like 9 deep or whatever, and I swear it went through 6 of them. That was pretty darn
And you
impressive.
didn't share that with me?
I'll show it to you later on. I got it saved because I wanted to watch it again. But
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't armor a vehicle with graphics cards. It has to be at least 3 to 6 inches of armor, sloped at 50 degrees. That'll
Yeah.
do.
Solid, or at least a solid state hard drive, right? But yeah, he even ends the video saying, and by the way, for those of you that are thinking, hey, I could have used one of those. No, you couldn't. The only reason they were donated to me was because they don't work.
But you're
So-
getting on that the reason that you watch him is because of the White Claw that he shoots up.
Michael, in fairness, I'm guessing there's a little history snob coming out in that, which is cool because I love I love my British World War II history as well. So, but yes, you do have your biases, and that's perfectly fine.
Me in particular, I quite enjoyed German weaponry because it's very well made and over-engineered.
But let's face it. You know me, I'm a Star Wars fan. I can't be a Star Wars fan without loving, the World War II pistols, at least the German pistols. That the Mauser is, you convert that into Han Solo's blaster. The broom handle and whatnot.
Interesting. Ryan, did you do lifetime? Were you guys measuring our views on lifetime?
No, just for the year,
Or just for
once
the
you get
year?
over
Okay. All
over
right.
4,000 and then 1,000 subscribers,
For the
you
year.
can apply for monetization.
Yeah.
Though YouTube can and does reject such proposals. And in some instances, ladies and gentlemen, when channels are rejected from monetization. I've known of at least one case where they just completely purged their channel because they couldn't get it to be financially sustainable. So its long-term future couldn't be guaranteed. So they just pulled the plug.
I mean, I guess it comes down to why you're doing it, right? I guess when I started doing it, I had no intention of becoming monetized. So it'd be kind of hypocritical of me to take that kind of tack now. But I can certainly understand that if you go into it with the intention of earning a living doing it, and I know a lot of YouTubers do, well, why should I allow YouTube to continue to enrich themselves through ad dollars off of my content if you're not going to allow me to do the same? It is fairly reasonable. I do get that.
That's why, well, I do it less so now because we try to keep the video shorter. But traditionally, at the end of all my videos, I talk about check you're still subscribed, because YouTube likes keeping smaller and more independent content creators down while aiding the dying establishment and their allies within the mainstream media. And they've doubled down on that sentiment by releasing a video presentation on propping up authoritative sources, the establishment,
I'm
and
glad
putting
you brought-
down people like us.
I'm glad you brought that up, Ryan. And this was something I wanted to say to you guys here in the panel, anyone who's got a YouTube channel here. Michael, if you're still here, I think this is something that, because I know all the YouTubers say that at the end of their video, please like and subscribe. Please make sure that if you think you're subscribed, check and see if you're still subscribed. I would say something else. I would go beyond that in this YouTube age. I would tell my faithful subscribers,
The loyalists.
yeah, don't count on your subscription. If you enjoy my content, make sure you're coming back and watching it. Don't wait for like for me, I'm going to be on every Friday night. I'm, what we used to call appointment television back when people used to watch television, right? But you also know, yeah, smart ass. But you also know that if you miss me on Friday, I'll be here on Saturday, or you can come on Saturday and watch the replay or whatever. And, real quick, I spoke of the devil way earlier in the stream, and he came to show his horns. PJ of Orville Nation, who gave us the name for our show tonight. We grow together.
I'm so sorry. I hate to make plans with people because it's very difficult for me to keep them. So, but I realized I could join for a little bit. How you guys doing? Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely.
Yay.
So, didn't really get through everybody here, but I was saying, Netter, where are you at on your subscriptions?
Right now, 160.
You're at 160. Age of Boomer, where are you at?
Hold on. I am at, I think it was, sorry about that. I was looking at other things on the channel. 166.
Okay. Deleted scenes, I know you're over 100 because we got you. Where are you at?
127.
127. See, so this side of the chat, just a little over 100, which is nice because when you hit 100, you can get that custom URL so that you can say, at Troy Pacelli or at Aged Boomer or whatever is your, YouTube chat. Ryan, however, just recently hit the coveted 1,000 mark, as we were just saying. Hopefully going to see monetization real soon. But Orville Nation, he's like, he's a big pro here. He's been over 1,000 a long time. Where are you at, PJ?
I've been stuck at 6,000 something for a while. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. But congratulations to Ryan. And let me just tell, if I could just say something really quick.
Absolutely.
One of the things that got me into the thousands in subs was just following 5,000 people on Twitter. And I recommend, if you guys are allowed to follow 5,000 people on Twitter, everybody should be following 5,000 people on Twitter because half of them will follow you back. So.
Yep. Yeah, and I think, Ryan, you'd probably agree with that.
Well, yes,
advice,
you
right?
find out who people are in the massive coalition, this alliance of alternatives, where one thing in common is that the people, the people at the top, the establishment, don't want us succeeding.
Yeah.
But yes, I like engaging with people. We're at nearly
Absolutely. That's kind of how we ran into each other was, seeing each other posting on Twitter. In fact, I was saying just last week when I was talking to Andy Masterson, I was following his YouTube channel and I was following him on Twitter, and I never put together that Andy Masterson on Twitter was the Laboratory of Mayhem that I was following on YouTube. we had a bit of a laugh about that, but yes, I actually haven't been going after it as hard as I would like. If I had more time, I certainly would. But the first thing I did was I went and I saw who all was following me, and I went and followed all of them. And then I went through everyone that I was following and looked to see if they had a YouTube channel listed in their their profile, and went and subscribed to them. And when I did that, I was already subscribed to most of them, but the handful of people that I wasn't, I got a handful of subscriptions back. So that that's that's part of the growing it. But you're absolutely right, and you had mentioned this to me before, PJ. I am working on it. Is going through people that I am connected to and saying, well, who do they follow? Who follows them? Following people, seeing.
It's a very grassroots way of doing it, but
exactly
you can get to 1,000.
That's exactly
there
right.
are patterns that you can notice as a creator it's very difficult to describe these patterns of peaks and troughs, rises and falls.
Yeah.
Some videos do very well while others are suppressed, or when channels bleed out when they criticize those
And
in key positions.
And I'd like to think one of the things I really try to do to even make being on Twitter worthwhile is, and Ryan, you see me doing it, you might have inspired it a little bit too, but just sharing out other people's content, is that what you're not forwarding it, but retweeting, I guess. Somebody goes live, I retweet that. Someone drops into a group, hey, I'm going live, or I got a new video up, put it out there, and give it a thumbs up so that they know, okay, well, actually, you guys probably see it in those groups. I'll forward your tweet or whatever it is that you're promoting, and I'll give it a like. It's not necessarily me just telling you, hey, I liked it and I tweeted it out. It's also to remind me that I already saw it, because otherwise I'll come back, after a couple hours and go, wait, where did I leave off?
Well, we need all the help we can get, because
right?
Some creators can get overstretched, and people do fall through the cracks, as well as topics. Some suggestions do take time to make into videos. That's why we need more people to be creators, to fill in those gaps.
Courtney makes a great point. One thing that I haven't done very well that I need to is I need to get all my links into my YouTube, especially down here in the videos.
I should do that on mine.
I do a really good job. If you look at the description of this video right now, you'll see everyone on the panel is linked and whatnot. But what I also need to do is I need to share my Twitter link. I need to share. I've got a couple groups on MeWe that you might want to follow. So I should really do that in every video.
You got your tip jar on there?
The tip jar is down below. Yeah, I don't promote it at all, but if you want to buy me a drink, buy me a Netter a drink, the link is in the description down below for the PayPal type thing. But give me a second. Let me just go to my Twitter page. I am at Pacelli Troy. So at PACELLI TROY. That's my.
I have to nip off to the toilet, so I'll be back soon.
Thanks for sharing.
He goes to the loo.
He's going to the loo.
It's the
There you
loo.
go. But,
Do you remember that one commercial when the guy was coming over from France or from England? He's going, "Hey, where's your Lou?" And then, "Hey, where's Lou?" Because he was visiting the United States.
Oh, where's Lou? Yeah. But no, yeah. I actually, Courtney, I'd be real surprised if we're not already linked up on Twitter. I'm pretty sure we are. But anyway, yes, and I will do better in the future about making sure my Twitter handle and all those links are in the upcoming videos and on my about page and so forth. But yeah, and I will say that PJ has absolutely been one of the people. I would say he's probably the most influential to me as far as giving me suggestions and what I should do with my channel and how I can prosper and so forth. I have resisted as I was saying earlier in the stream, there's some content he wants me to cover. I'm like, no, I'm not. I just don't have the interest.
I was just asking you if you do. I'm not saying you should.
I know, because I look and I see what's popular. I see everybody's doing videos about Andor. Everybody's doing videos about She-Hulk. And it's like, you know what though? I'm not gonna be the reviewing guy that watches a bunch of crap I don't like and then does a video bitching about it. I there's too many videos out there like that. Honestly, channels that I like. I would rather say, you know what? I saw this video on Midnight's Edge about She-Hulk. Go watch it. It's really good. No reason I should be regurgitating, what they've done or covering the same ground.
For instance, this Sunday we'll be talking about Nerd Cookies' coverage of Rings of Power. I'm not watching that, but yeah.
Fresh baked Nerd Cookies.
Oh.
Go check out that channel. Subscribe. I know I say this all the time, but you will thank me later. Okay.
What was it called?
Nerd Cookies.
Nerd.
The first stream she ever did was on my channel.
Really?
Yeah. And look at her. Where is she at? 50,000 or what is she at?
Good God.
Is she? I think she's at 50.
Janet,
110.
I hope you're talking about one of the streaming shows and not Nerd Cookies.
Boy, don't you want to make 10 videos on Rings of Power?
But that's the thing. Nerd Cookies is different from all these other channels because even when she herself has said she's doing a rant video, it is the nicest rant video that you have ever seen. Okay, she's confirming no, She-Hulk. Good, I'm with you on that, Janet. She's one of those. She's very soft-spoken, I suppose is a way to put it. She's got a very pleasant voice. I mean, I've compared it to ASMR. She's not actively doing ASMR, but you could put on one of her videos and treat it like ASMR. It's very calming. Most of her content is like, she does a lot of lore videos. She does a lot of talk about Dune, Lord of the Rings, that kind of stuff. Quinn's ideas, those kinds of videos. But she also does, talking about the fandoms she likes, the news that's come up, like Babylon 5 and Quantum Leap. She's talked about, what's being said in the news. She expresses her concerns, just like everybody, but she is not hyperbolic. She just says it the way it is, expresses her concerns, and says, we'll see. Very, very pleasant. But she's had two really, really good videos lately talking about the Rings of Power. And in the nicest, sweetest voice you can imagine. She eviscerates that show, just tears it apart, because she has spent years doing these lore videos about Tolkien. She knows her stuff, you know, and she's not taking no crap. She would never use that kind of language, but I'm just saying. Actually, yeah, Ryan, if you want to write her name down, write her channel down, she would be a great rising star. I mean,
I think
no
it's a bit
doubt
too
about
late
it.
for that, considering
She's already a star. Actually, that would be an awesome way to phrase it. I would say she's a rising star, but she's already a star.
a rising star who made it.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the early ideas, along with Rising Stars.
Yeah.
It fell through because I couldn't find enough creators who made.
Oh yeah. See, you could have done the same thing with Michael of Retro Blasting. You know, he's a rising star, but he's already a star, so he's still rising. You know.
How you doing on viewing hours, Ryan?
1,300 for this year.
Oh, good.
Oh, I just did something wrong.
So I don't know if you were still listening to the show when I was saying this earlier. You might have been on the road, PJ. But one of the things I was saying is a lot of YouTubers are saying, you know, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube likes to unsubscribe people and whatnot. Oh, yeah. Here's an idea for you. Risen stars. He's already risen.
I tell you this, there is a game called Risen, and it's not a particularly good one.
Oh, well, there you go. But what I was saying is, you know, people are always saying, you know, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube likes to unsubscribe you. I said, we've got to stop worrying about whether or not we're subscribed. If we are really fans and we're following you, thank you, we should be going and checking.
You should notice that you're not subscribed anymore.
Exactly. A week shouldn't go. You know, I mean, if a week goes by and I don't see a new video from Michael at Retro Blasting, okay, I kind of know how his schedule goes. But, you know, still, if a significant amount of time goes by, I'm going to be going, hey, go to his channel and look at his most recent video. Okay, I already watched his most recent video. Hey, Michael, you okay? I haven't seen anything from you in a while. Okay, you're fine. But I should know that, right? Even if I am unsubscribed. And then just hit that damn subscribe button again. Damn it, YouTube. But yes, exactly right. So if you're unsubscribed, it's probably because you've gone for a while without, you know, paying attention to your favorite YouTubers. Give them some love once in a while, why don't you?
Good point.
Oh, I haven't risen yet. 10.5 years and still not at 100,000. I will win the award for doesn't know when he's beaten.
Well, if Troy and Nerdette are rising stars, I'm sure Retro Blasting is a rising star who made it.
Yeah, and I think without, you know, forcing you to type something back or anything like that, although we'll probably talk about it once I get you on here. You just seem like the kind of YouTuber that I want to be. You know, the kind that's like, I'm just going to enjoy myself. I'm going to put out the content I want. I'm going to say what I feel like saying. And could one of my blue wrenches take care of that for me? Sorry.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Again.
I guess I'm doing well enough tonight that we got some bots in the chat.
I got 'em.
I mean, they're getting some clever names. Chat69, adult dating site.
What?
I also report them too. So.
Thank you, but yeah, I mean it's
I'm familiar with it.
it's and I thought this as I was doing the monologue, and I think it's true. In a way, it's like a hobby, but even hobbies require a lot of work, right? When I think about the custom action figures I do, when I think about the dioramas and so forth, and then of course YouTube and the videos that I do, there's a lot of work that goes into it. There's all the editing and so forth, and it can be challenging. you know. And then I see people like PJ who have these really cool backgrounds and all that, and it's like, ooh, fancy. I got to learn how to do that too.
But I to be honest, Troy, I envy like your background because I don't. I move around.
Yeah.
I can't carry like my junk with me, and like it's nice to have.
Don't envy me too much. I sit in this chair all damn day. My ass is spreading.
And Netter's background too. I like very much.
We talk
Yeah,
about
when she's on cam,
background.
you get to see the other side of this same room, which is a wall of DVDs. Which
We
is
talk about backgrounds. Mine's frozen, I think. Yeah, mine's frozen. And I
my
don't
goodness.
oh gosh. If you got to drop out and come back in, that's fine.
Well, I'll
No
try
worries.
that, but
Yeah.
but I'll just leave this here for a little bit. As I change my light.
It's a great shot.
Refresh
That is so
time.
funny.
That's like
Yeah.
the freeze frame in a 70s TV movie and would go to commercial, right? It would be.
Actually, yeah, you make a great point. See, and that's what I love about us older guys. We could talk about this old stuff. That's why I'm looking forward to the good old days this week. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, 80s music videos. Yeah.
So as we've talked a lot about Ryan and how his formula is building up a lot of other YouTubers. He's literally actively building the community and thereby building his own. But deleted scenes, Stephen Otten, you are kind of doing the same thing in a different way. You've been got to know you from the chats for all these. Oh, I can't bring you in, Ryan. You're not.
Uh-oh.
It says device not connected, so there's something still wrong there. I'm gonna boot you out. Come back in, okay? And so anyway, I saw you. Yeah, I mean, I saw you in Midnight's Edge, and you were in a bunch of other YouTubers' chats. Came over and became a regular over in my chat. Threw a blue wrench at you because you are like a super blue wrench. I wanted to take advantage if I could, which I have. Thank you. And I think it took some of us, that followed you say, hey, why don't you like start a channel? Am I right? Is that what got you going, or what prompted you to start it?
What prompted me to start it? I was on a live stream where we read the script for the 1983 draft of Batman. Tom Mankiewicz wrote that, and I played Robin. And I was on there with Matt Allen, who who has his own channel, Bug Boy Productions, and I was also on with Pulp Culture Minefield. And as Pop Culture Minefield has said, hey, man, you should really start a channel. Like really start one up and running. So I've had a page up for years, but I never put anything on there. But he's the one that kind of goaded me into putting out content of my own. Matt made me a co-host of his show, which for those of you who are wondering, we are going to come back. Good. I don't know exactly when, or if it's going to be both of us or just me for a while. I don't know. But
I really like the name Deleted Scenes, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It was actually going to be Deleted Citizen at one point, but I thought that might be a little dark. So because I figured I'm going to go on here and there's going to be 100 people called Deleted Scenes, and nope.
Well, after the spoonerism that Ryan made earlier, you could always make it Deleted Steven.
Almost good.
But yeah, no, and so I'm glad you do. And what the content you put out, one thing that you do that's different from the rest of us on the panel anyway, you're kind of taking advantage of that YouTube short thing that like TikTok-ish type thing that YouTube's got going. So
Well, I don't so much equate it to TikTok as I do Stardust. I
don't even
I
know what
don't know
that
I don't
is.
know how many people are familiar with the Stardust app. It didn't. I don't think it really got off the ground, but starting up my people.
yeah, no, he's got. I figured he
Okay.
had to restart. I figured that's
Yeah.
what it was, something like that.
I don't.
But
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so up to a couple of years ago, I was on this Stardust app, and it's an app where you can go on and shoot these 45-second videos where you can review films, TV shows, what have you. And it was fun for a little while, and then it started to get very political, and that's when like the woke thing really kind of kicked into high gear, and to me really kind of ruined the app for me, because people were getting upset about other people reviewing certain films. Like one guy, he reviewed Song of the South and was very honest about it. He said, hey, you know what? It was of its time, but it's good for what it was. Because he looked at it as it's a time capsule.
Yeah.
It was that particular point in history, and you can look back at it and appreciate it for what it was. And they tore him to shreds. It's like, well, how dare you like this movie and you're this. And I was just like, and I ended up getting dragged into this because he got pissed off at me because somebody told him that I had started in on him. I'm like, no, dude, I like your content. You saw the movie, you liked it, you gave your honest opinion.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but even though I now have a copy, but
yes, you do. I was just gonna say, if you haven't seen it yet, it's your own fault.
No, it is my own fault. It's in my famous stack of discs that I have.
It's on your to-do list. Yeah, I know.
It's on my to-do list. Yeah.
I'm guessing you probably also haven't watched the Star Wars Holiday Special yet.
Part of
it.
it.
Subjecting people to that?
Because they ask,
Well, here's kind of my current situation and why I'm not really on as much as I like. And one of the reasons why I do shorts is the fact that I am now currently working 7 days a week. I work every day.
Oof. Talk about hardest working guy in YouTube.
When you said that he does shorts, I'm like, because it's too hot for long pants?
Yeah, well,
That too. Okay. Well, anyway, going back to my original point is that the shorts are very much in the vein of Stardust. So I just decided that, okay, I'm going to go on and I'm going to do like these short reviews of movies and television. And I just essentially do here what I did on Stardust and try and be honest with people about how I feel. And if it's a masterpiece, I'll say so. And if it's, a dog shit, as Jeremy Johns might say, I'll say that too. And I know I've thrown some hot takes out there. I've kind of trashed some movies that people liked, but I'm just going to sit. Well, I didn't so much trash Prey. I think it's okay. But these people who are like 5 stars masterpiece, best Predator movie since the original, and I'm like, what movie did you see? Because it wasn't the movie I saw. There's stuff in Prey to like. Yeah. There really is. There's stuff about this really good. The action in it is actually pretty fun.
I think you all know. I mean, as we watch even some of our favorite YouTubers, you get to see what their bias is. Sometimes they they will praise something up and down that isn't so good, and it's like, I know where you're at on this. Yeah, that's you. I know, but you just got to be honest.
when you did the blue milk stream, which I advise everybody to see, it was Stephanie Janicek and myself. She did the first half of the show, and I did this. I was kind of the rebuttal.
Yeah, exactly.
For the second half of this, and yeah, I didn't recommend the show, but I didn't completely trash it either. There was a lot of it that did work for me.
I'm glad you brought that up, because
yeah.
then I have to point out some of my own biases. And I think if people really pay attention, I will be very positive about something because I want to like it. And I think that's where I was on the blue milk stream. But I got to say, as time has gone by, the blue milk is soured for me, my friends. I am not as positive as I was. We've got, Midnight's Edge has a video coming out really, really soon about, actually, you know what? Doomcock's already got a video out about this, about the somebody ripping into Disney about the numbers on She-Hulk, someone who owns a decent amount of stock in Disney, and they're talking about fiduciary responsibility. When people that are stockholders start talking about fiduciary responsibility, they're threatening a lawsuit.
Wow.
You're making bad decisions, and it is affecting the bottom line, and you're not acting in our best interest, and we're going to sue you. That's what that means. So
Troy,
We sold our Disney stock after the last fiasco.
Yeah, PJ.
I'm sorry, but I have to run. I have to leave the house. But I just want to thank you guys again for the invitation. And Age Boomer, Deleted Scenes, Netter, Ryan, Troy, thank you so much.
Thanks for at least giving me a few minutes. Out of your busy schedule, big YouTuber.
Yeah, no, it's not. I haven't streamed in 3 weeks. I am also working 7 days a week, and that's what's got me.
When I say busy, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, it's people think YouTubers are just YouTubers. We a lot of us have day jobs too. Unless you are the big guys, you're.
Thanks
this
again,
is
guys.
Still kind of a hobby. Thanks so much, man. I'll be talking to you.
Thank you, and Ryan.
Thanks, PJ.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
1K.
Thank you. I'm
Okay.
still having technical troubles, such as when you
Yeah,
see
you're on
my
a new
book-
camera here.
Yes, it's the Connect. When you see the books, they're
They're on the other side. You've reversed yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that.
Now-
I've tried mirroring and re-mirroring and de-mirroring. Very annoying.
Did you check your settings in StreamYard?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I don't know.
Ryan,
See,
I've been. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So you
Let's
were
check
talking
it
about-
now.
Yeah, you were talking about YouTubers that can just not have to have that day job. There's one YouTuber we watch. I can't remember what his name is. He's the one who does the Thoughty2, and
Him, yeah.
he actually did a stream where he said, I actually quit my day job to do this full time, and this is it. If I don't make any money off this, I have no money coming in.
And that's why a lot of YouTubers are very concerned about the way YouTube handles things, because at any time, for no reason, they can just pull you and you're done. You have no income. And that's why I think a lot of people are starting to say, you know what? You might also want to follow me on Rumble. You might also want to follow me on this, that, and the other. And by the way, you can follow me on Rumble. I do have a Rumble channel. I just don't have a great deal of content there. I've been very lax in backing up my YouTube to Rumble as well. But
You can connect it through Odyssey. I mean, I have a backup channel on Odyssey. I have a channel on BitChute. BitChute was all the rage in 2017, folks.
Rumble just seems to be the one that's getting the most backing now, and it really what it comes down to is it doesn't have to be the best channel; it just has to win the war, right? Betamax was better than VHS, but for whatever reason, VHS 1 and Betamax faded away. But anyway, but yeah. So and then of course that brings us to Aged Boomer. Aged Boomer.
Yes.
How old is Aged Boomer?
21.
Yeah. No. Please no. Mid-40s. There you go.
Ah,
Aged
45.
Boomer is actually younger than I
Yes.
am by, I don't know, like, what do we say, 5-6 years? or
Yeah,
something
maybe
like
it's enough
He's
though
younger
that
than me.
sometimes.
So he's 41.
No. 445.
42.
that. But that's the funny thing. We refer to ourselves as boomers, but we're not boomers. We're, what is this, Gen X?
I'm
Yeah,
Gen X.
I'm
Yeah.
Gen X. Here's
we're
the
Gen
joke. The
I don't
joke.
label myself.
Right.
I'm a Zoomer.
A
Zoomer?
Zoomer. Oh
Okay.
my goodness. Actually, in some respects, I feel the Zoomers are the new Gen X because you're like underneath the Millennials, which are the bigger generation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Anyway, what did I want to mention though? But no, that my name came from there's a meme out there, or a, what do they call it, a Wojak? The kids call them Wojaks, where the 30-year-old boomer, and I guess when you get to be too old, you start saying stuff like Quake was a good game, and even though now the kids would think, what is that, when they're busy playing Fortnite? And I was thinking, well, Quake is a good game, and I'm thinking, oh, I guess that's who I am now. That's
Right.
how that came
Well,
from.
and-
It's- yeah.
And that's why on Sundays you catch us over on his channel. We do Geeky Geezers at 8 Central, and
8:30. No, 8 Central. No, 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
yeah,
That's the
Yeah, okay.
Alzheimer's.
I mean, because if they show up at 8:30, they're gonna miss the good old days where we try to start out the show every week talking
Something
about
positive.
Good
something
stuff.
from when we were younger that you might not know about, something we remember fondly.
On with the wind.
Like Gone with the Wind. Big Al's going Pong rules.
If you say so.
Can I give them
Gallagher.
a sneak peek what our topic's going to be this
Sure,
week?
go right ahead.
We'll be talking about music videos of the 80s.
That could
And-
go on for a couple hours, so we better.
Well, there's some very specific things I want to bring up about it because
Do you want to bring like 3? You want to mention 3, and I'll mention 3. That could be
Sure.
cut off. Why don't we do that?
and I'm without even having to know which ones you're going to say. I'm guessing they will still fit the commentary I want to make,
Probably.
and how I don't think people realize how important the videos of the 80s were to the music industry of the 80s. And it was very much a different medium. It was oftentimes there used to be a saying in country music where every song is a story. Well, in the 80s, pop music had videos, and almost every video told a story. Oftentimes it was augmenting the story of the song. Sometimes it was completely different story from the song.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it kind of poked at the meaning of the song. This isn't one that I was planning on talking about on Sunday, so I'll bring it up now. For example, we just lost the beautiful Olivia Newton-John. One of her big hits from the 80s was a song called Physical. You listen to the words, and it's very clear. It's about a girl on a date who's saying, we need to go get busy, And she was kind of breaking out of her mold of being the saccharine sweet, goody-goody girl. Kind of like her story in Grease, breaking out of the Sandy Olsen and, becoming a pink lady, right? Well, the song was a little bit scandalous. So the video pokes at all the scandal that came out of it by putting her in a leotard in a, jazzercise, class, doing exercises, showing people of different fitness levels working out and exercising, getting physical. Get it? Getting physical. And it kind of became that whole anthem of getting into shape, but that is not what the song was about.
Nope.
But yeah, we'll be talking about that on Sunday for
Geeky geezers.
I was going to say good old days.
Good old days.
I was distracted because we have more big time royalty. I am really bringing in the big names tonight. We had Retro Blasting, we had Orville Nation, now we have Paulie from Latino Slant. Yeah,
real
Netter here
Latino.
with all the gents, exactly. Should I
A
be
real
jealous?
Latino, unlike Mexican Iron Man.
Oh, come on!
Oh, no.
Come on, don't start that on my channel. Mikey's good people.
Okay, I'm gonna make y'all jealous. Not tomorrow, but next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
On my channel,
Yep.
I will have Latino Slant and Mexican.
And
Iron.
Mexican Iron Man.
I'm having them both
Yep.
on my channel.
Netter will be doing a rewatch of Book of Life. Oh, what a great movie. I'm telling you, I get a little teary-eyed at the end of that. Well, you guys that have done rewatches with me know I'm a big softie, so. But yeah, we figure if we're going to do a story about Latin culture, we need the experts, right? We need people that can explain, what's on point,
Latino.
maybe what isn't. Yeah.
Latino Slant and Latinx Iron Man.
Oh
No,
no! Don't! No!
Oh.
Well, and you know what? I had a realization about that whole Latinx thing the other day. Everyone's trying to, gender neutral everything. Just say Latin. English doesn't have gender anymore. Just say Latin. Anglicize if you must. I don't know. Yes, I know. I knew what you meant, Paulie. Oh, you're thinking other people might have misunderstood. Yes. No, I know. But you've been, Diego Luna is awesome. You've been talking about him on your channel recently. And yeah, he's going to be one of the voices in the... I'll tell you what, I am not good usually at picking out the voice actors in films. I'll watch a cartoon or whatever and go, wow, yeah, that was really good. And then I'll look at the list of voice actors and go, I didn't know he played so and so. I had no idea, because I'm a dumbass, I guess. I don't know, but
Well, what's interesting is sometimes when you see like the animated ones, the figure that's animated looks a lot like the actor.
the artists usually do try to make. Yeah, I think about Hades from Hercules, voiced by. Help me out,
James
Steven.
Woods.
Yeah, James Woods. He does. He looks like James Woods,
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Aged Boomer, how long have you been doing the YouTube thing? Not quite as long as I have, right?
Oh. No, since hold on. 2020, around early August of 2020, so about 2 years now, a little over 2 years. for a bit.
Yep. Oh,
Probably
Sir
too
Torrent,
long
thanks
for my subscribers.
Thanks for coming
but yeah.
by. Oh yeah, he was talking about Tarzan. I don't even know who all was in Tarzan, so yeah, good point. But yeah, and we've kind of been on this trek together, really. I mean, we started out on another channel, kind of doing fill-in shows, you and I, and then we just kind of picked it up and continued the Sunday thing.
Yep.
Doing the Geeky Geezers. We changed the name of the show because the other channel dropped off from doing it. So okay,
Right.
fine. And I don't know. I thought it was a good formula. You've kept me working hard, that's for sure.
Yeah, Good Old Days came about, and for some reason I held off on clipping them in case we ever had to take a break. I have something to film my channel with, but I need to start clipping them again. But the idea is that we'd have some positive things to talk about culture-wise, even if everything else that evening was terrible. We would talk about something, nostalgic. That's basically it. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Nostalgic.
And because and I think I've kind of hinted at it tonight. A lot of channels out there very negative always complaining about stuff.
Yeah.
And when we were doing, the geeky news on Sunday, we try to just bring you the news, and we'll give you our opinions and stuff. But unfortunately, there's really no way around it. We bring you the news; it's going to be kind of negative.
It's
most
but
of the films that are coming out suck. Most of the shows suck, especially during the pandemic. Everything sucked, and we just wanted to be able to say something positive.
Those first 6 months were awful.
Yeah.
There's like nothing good. I am going to say this though. I especially now that I do try to be objective and not go in with a negative mindset, even with certain studios I don't like. If they are doing something that, okay, this is the right direction, or maybe I'm not going to say, okay, I'm not going to be necessarily skeptical. If I said that right. Disney these days, though, I don't know anything that Disney is doing that I'm looking forward to on any level. But Warner Brothers, there's a shakeup. Maybe they'll get it right. Maybe they won't. At least with DC, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. That's always been a bit of a mess as far as I'm concerned. As far as the starting with Man of Steel, but we'll see.
Yeah,
haven't hated everything about that universe, but I've disliked more than I like. Though even there, I don't even think it was a question of wokeness. Most of the time, was other things going wrong with those movies, but.
Real quick, want to say goodnight to Stephen Ransom. Thanks so much for stopping by. See you around the campfire, chat. Yeah, there you go. Thanks so much.
Emoji King.
And Boosh is saying, the glass is always half full. Unfortunately, it's filled with pee when it comes to current Hollywood. Yeah, exactly.
And not this Sunday, but I will be addressing those Bond comments by the recent producer at some point. We'll be talking about on the stream. Yeah, because I'm not having it, but we won't do it now. We'll save it for another time.
I'd actually prefer having the opportunity to digest that one.
We can wait another week
because it does seem kind of fresh, and I'd like
we'll
to
wait.
dig into that a little bit more.
We got enough to cover on Sunday, like the wonderful world of Ezra Miller. We'll see how they are doing.
What did you do this time?
There's just an article about it. I think it was what was it in People? Was it? It was
Jesus.
He thinks
he probably sees himself as some
you
kind
mean
of.
I'm not?
No.
Ezra Miller is Jesus Christ, and I am the Antichrist. We're going to go to war. Bring it on, you crazy.
Well, if that's the case, I want to be on the Antichrist side then, because for crying out loud.
He almost has a cult. They almost have a cult-like personality. There you go. It almost has a cult-like personality.
I always thought Ezra Miller was a bit of a charisma vacuum, and I'm like,
yeah.
Now he has a cult. What am I missing?
Yeah. No, I don't know. He has people who felt like that woman and her family that was staying with him. He probably doesn't have a cult. You're right. But I'm saying he strikes me as the kind that would either be in one or start one up. So maybe he's not there.
I always felt he was miscast. Acting aside, background, all that other stuff put aside, he doesn't look the part. I know, heaven forbid, I should want people to have the right hair color, skin color, whatever, to play the role that they're cast in.
When
That's
I did
discriminatory, Tony. I mean, Troy.
I'll talk about the Tony thing in a bit. I've been called Tony before, but yeah.
When I did see Justice League in the theater, yes, I did. Can
that be Dave?
The original, not the Snyder cut. I mean, I will say this: he at least was acting like. He reminded me more of a Wally West, but he did have. There were some funny lines he gave out. Okay, so I'll say that. I don't know about. Again, though, his whole public persona has been a disaster.
I do agree with so many people that have said, though, that the writing for Flash has been completely wrong. Because if he's going to be Barry Allen, he needs to be Barry Allen, and they're writing him as Wally West.
Yeah, because they need the comic relief on the team. And I got that on the Justice League cartoon show from the 2000s, because it was Wally West, the Flash. It wasn't the Barry Allen Flash. Yeah. But
now, have any of y'all watched that the Flash on the CW when it was on?
I watched the first 3 seasons.
Was it good? Was that a Barry
Actually, no,
Allen character?
yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't blonde. I think he's in blonde in the comics, but at least he was. He wasn't doing the cracking of the jokes. They had other characters in there that were more the comic relief. He was more. I think he was more like the traditional Barry Allen.
And,
I don't know
and
where
think
they've gone
people,
since then, but yeah.
people kind of need to think these things through, right? I mean, you look at. Well, they didn't focus on it too much, but it was clearly there. You look at Clark Kent in the Christopher Reeve Superman series, right? At least in the second movie, especially, he's a reporter, so he goes out and gets the story, and he asks the questions, and he does the things, right? And he's got a little bumbling personality, but you still could believe that he could do the job that he does and be taken seriously. Most iterations of Batman, you look at Michael Keaton, you look at who played him in the Nolan things?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, yeah. You could totally see him as Bruce Wayne, both, the public image of the playboy and the private brooding, man on a mission type thing. They thought through who these characters were, not just who do I need them to be for this, particular narrative or whatever. And if you're going to do Barry Allen's a cop. Of all of the superheroes that have secret identities, right? His at least is fighting crime. Now, admittedly, he's, a forensic type guy.
Yeah, that's what he was on the CW show. He's a forensic guy.
He's kind of like.
And then they dropped it.
Yeah,
well,
which is
that's why
ridiculous.
I stopped watching it. Okay,
Yeah.
they dropped a lot of things on that show.
Because the whole thing was he's working up to proving his father's innocence, and then his father says basically, well, "Let me die in prison," and then, all right.
Yeah, it
What's
was
the point?
I thought the first season at least felt like it, but I don't know. I don't want to get into it. It's. I wanted to like the show. I was looking for a Smallville replacement.
But this is a perfect example. This is exactly the kinds of conversations we were having, and it just naturally fed into a show like Geeky Geezers to be able to talk about these things on a weekly basis as they were happening. Now, admittedly, I did start the Friday night, drunk show so that we could commiserate about some of these things. Kind of gotten away from that, and I'm sure I'll probably get back to it on occasion. It still does. Look at tonight. It still works its way in because these are the things we like to chat about. This is one of the things in the community that we enjoy. Like I said, I always imagined the Friday nights being like a bunch of old friends getting together at a pub, and chit-chatting. What will we talk about? We talk about work. We talk about politics. We talk about, our interests. So, So I think that brings us to Netter. And Netter, I think you have probably the most different formula, if you want to call it that, for your channel.
I guess. Yeah, see, I started my channel November 7, 2014. And I started my channel just what are you doing?
You can get rid of
there's two Ryans right now in the
You can
chat.
get rid of the other one.
I could just see your hand going back and forth. I'm like, what are you doing?
You got to see it on
So I
screen.
started my channel November 7th, 2014. And I started because I wanted to follow your channel.
Oh, gotcha.
Because you started in March and you started talking about YouTube and how you wanted to do all, put these videos on and stuff. And
Yeah.
And you're talking about, gaining subscribers. So I joined in November of that same year to be a subscriber for you. And then I didn't do anything with it like forever.
I mean, I guess technically everybody in the chat has a YouTube channel. That doesn't necessarily mean, they've got content.
Right. But I don't think I started doing content.
There's one of your bloopers there, Ryan.
Yes, good, more.
I think I started doing content about 2 years ago is when I put my first thing. Oh, actually,
I don't know. I think it was
it
less
was
than that.
It was during COVID, because my first one, let me go to my
Yeah, you can actually go and look
Yeah.
at the exact
my very
numbers.
first video was my, whoop, that's not where I want to go, was my box folding video.
Boosh McFadden says DC animated is better than DCEU by a mile. I agree with you 100%. I'm actually kind of late to it. You should subscribe to Mr. Matchstick's channel. Aged Boomer and I will be on Tuesday talking about Legion of the Superheroes.
Cool. Yeah, so my very first vid was September 29th, 2020, and it was a
Okay.
box folding video. And since I didn't know how to edit yet, I had to do it all in one take, which meant that I did multiple takes until I finally did it without flubbing it. So, it's not the most professional thing, but I did my best with what I had to work with. And I actually had a lot of fun doing it. I was really proud of the fact that I was able to do this simple video. Basically, you got a box, and you want to keep the box, because it's a really great box. But how do you fold it so it's not taking up so much room? And usually when you fold a box and you break it down, you got all the flaps sticking out. So in my box folding video, I show you how to tuck them in to make it a little bit smaller so that when you store it, it's not taking up so much room. And you don't have these flaps all over the place.
Yeah.
And I actually got 398 views on that.
And I know one of the things you were talking to me about when you were getting ready to, put it together, you said this was your idea of what you wanted to do. You were saying how there's so many things that we just take for granted that there's a, and I think you were thinking like younger people that are like, don't know how to do some certain basic things that we all just take for granted. And instead of taking it for granted, let me do a video. Hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do that, in case you don't have somebody else to tell you how to do this.
Right, because you'll hear people say all the time, oh, everyone knows how to do that. But not everyone does.
Yeah.
If you've never seen it before or no one ever showed you it before, you don't know how to do it. If you were to talk to a youngin today about balancing a checkbook, they'd be like, checkbook? What's a checkbook?
Yeah.
They have no idea. But it's like, even simple things like, how do you clean a bathroom? A lot of youngins don't know how to clean a bathroom because they weren't taught the chores that we were growing up, us older folks. I was pretty much cleaning the entire house when I was 9. That was dusting, vacuuming, washing dishes, stripping and waxing the kitchen floor. And I was 9 years old.
Walking to school.
Yeah.
20 miles
It
uphill
wasn't.
both ways.
Both ways.
It wasn't like that. My
In
school
5
was
feet of
about
snow.
2 miles away.
In summertime.
Yeah, it's like the first school I went to was about a mile away, and then when they made us transfer schools for whatever reason, it was about a mile and a half, 2 miles away. But we walked. They didn't have, they didn't bus us. I didn't start getting bused until I went to high school, and then it was only because it was so far away, and then I was taking city transportation. Excuse me, too much soda.
Okay.
I wasn't, there were no school buses that took us to and from school. I jumped on the CTA bus, and that took me to school and back home again at the end of the day. But it's like there are so many people, so many things that people don't know, or it's like, oh, I never knew about that. So I try to do videos to kind of help people out.
Very
So,
basic stuff.
Like
She's-
folding a fitted sheet. Nobody can fold a fitted sheet.
That
So-
one, she's gotten some views on that one because people are like, I could never
For
figure
that
this
one,
out.
I can actually tell you where to go.
How many views you got?
And this is the thing about content creation, folks. It can literally be about anything, anyone, any topic. Netter is classic proof of such a concept. And it's not a zero-sum game. Everyone can grow and benefit, thankfully. And hopefully it can help people, especially younger people, because more and more we're seeing in the Western world efforts by authorities to reduce people's independence and individualism. So it's vital that people know how
Learn
to
how to do these
how to
basic
clean.
skills. Yeah.
how to think, if you know what I mean.
What'd you find?
Okay, so for my folded, how to fold a fitted sheet, I had 243 views with 12 comments. And what I basically did was like, one thing people always have trouble with is how do you fold a fitted sheet? So I'm going to show you once and for all. So what I did is I actually called up a video on my phone on how to fold a fitted sheet. It was supposed to be like this most simple, basic way to do it. And I followed the video and showed you what the video showed. And since, you know, I'm following it, it's like, okay, they're saying to do this, so we're going to do this. And then when I would run into a snag, it's like, okay, according to the video, it should look like this, but I've got a bigger sheet, so it looks like this, but we're going to make it work.
Yeah.
And by the time I was finished, I had a folded fitted sheet. Now, it wasn't as pretty as the one in the video, but it was still a folded fitted sheet and better than anything I'd ever done before. And because I'm doing it as a real human, rather than these super people that seem to be, know how to do everything perfectly, people could follow along easily. I did another one on how to do simple makeup because I don't wear a lot of makeup. And there are people out there that are like, oh, I don't wear makeup because I don't know how to put it on, or I don't want to wear a lot. So it's like my regular makeup routine is very simple. I don't do like the shading and all the stuff that some of these people do where they put on 15 different colors on their face, hit it with a sponge, and somehow it's all blended. I don't know how they do that stuff. All mine is very simple, and it's like, and this video is for people who either don't wear makeup and want to try it, but they want something very simple, or people that, don't know how to put on makeup but want to know how to do, like, how do you put on eyeliner? How do you put on mascara? How do you put on blush? Watch my video. Really easy. And for that one, I got 49 views, so that's one of my lesser viewed ones.
Yeah.
Step 1, folks, paintbrush. Step 2, step 3, paint your face.
There you go.
My highest viewed one was my box folding video.
Oh.
The next one was the folded fitted sheet at 243. And then my next highest viewed one after that was best way to apply foundation at 160 views. And it's like most of the other ones, like the next one would be 3D printing for beginners. That one I got 116 views.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, this is new for me. Let me show you how to do this, because I'd never done 3D printing before. So I showed the mistakes. I showed the different ways to try and fix those mistakes, because I researched all this stuff. And I got a lot of positive feedback from people on it. And it's like, and that's the whole thing. It's like, if I come up with an idea of, well, what can I do to show people how to do something? I'm going to try and do a video for it. Like Troy mentioned, I will always tell him, honey, can you braid my hair for me? Because either, like it's late at night and I'm tired and it's like I don't feel like doing it myself, or I've got something on my hands and my braid's falling apart, so I ask him to fix it. And he's like, I don't know how to braid.
I know how to braid. I'm just not
you know
good
how
at
to
it.
braid hair.
Yeah, there's manual dexterity involved that, well, you've got texture to your hair. Hers is very, very straight and fine. There's no...
I got waves in my hair.
No, barely. Not enough to hold on its own. But
that's not exactly how you braid, but okay.
Yeah.
But so I did a video that I still have to edit and put up, but how to just do a simple braid, because not everyone knows how to do that.
I'm not going to be doing a lot of braiding anytime soon.
I mean, like, I saw a YouTube video on a dad that learned how to fix he's a single dad, and he learned how to fix his daughter's hair in different styles and showed other single dads how to do their daughter's hair. So simple ponytails, pigtails, braids. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of like single dads out there who don't know how to braid. Let me show them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like for myself. I'm self-taught on how to braid, because I could braid other people's hair and I could braid rope and all that sort of thing, but I couldn't braid my own hair because I would have my hands, usually when I'm braiding, my hands are in front of me, I can see what I'm doing and all that. And it was a natural way of moving my hands. But doing it myself, my hands are behind my head. I can't see what I'm doing, and I had to think about how the movements went. So I actually had to visualize, how do my hands move when I'm doing a braid? And the first couple of attempts were really sloppy and they're really loose. But then I got better at it as I practiced. And now it's like, I can braid my hair in the dark with a blindfold on, and, it's going to turn out perfect every time. And I figured, well, if I had that much of a hard time braiding my own hair, and I didn't learn how to braid my own hair until I was in my early 20s. But like I said, I could braid other people's hair, I could braid rope, whatever. I just couldn't do me. So early 20s, I figured out how to do it myself. And I figured, well, if I couldn't do it, other people can't do it. Let me show them. And I actually remember somebody I belong to one of the next door groups from my area, and someone, it's a woman actually said, can someone show me how to do a braid? I have to braid my daughter's hair for something or other that was going on, and I don't know how to do it. So someone actually videoed themselves braiding hair to show them. It was like, yeah, there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to do it. So simple things like that. I'm actually thinking of doing something like how to iron a shirt, because I was taught when I was a kid, but not everyone knows how to iron a shirt. I mean, most people will throw their clothes into the washer, then the dryer, they hang them up, and they're done. They don't even bother with ironing. But sometimes you need to look a little bit sharper because you're going to a meeting, or maybe you're going to an interview or something. I have a video on that too for like preparing for interviews.
Yeah.
So it's like all of my videos are trying to be helpful. I've done product demonstrations on things that, and I'll tell you the good, bad, the ugly on them. So it's like I have a couple product demonstrations. I plan to do more of those because I love doing those. They're fun to do. But it's like, yeah, everything is meant to be helpful. And I keep telling people, if you've got an idea for something you'd like me to see or like me to video for you, drop me a note. You know, you can either reach me on Facebook, you can reach me on Twitter, you can drop a note in any of my vids because I'll get a notification. So it doesn't matter what vid it's on, I'll get a notification. Someone made a comment on, X vid. I'll read your comment and I will prepare to do a vid for you. There's one that I still need to do. Sorry?
He's got a suggestion.
Yes.
Sorry, I kind of put a wrench to your conversation. You were saying?
No. I talk fast. I'm a Chicagoan.
Yeah.
Oh,
So us Illinois people talk fast.
Yes.
right.
So what's your suggestion?
No. What you were talking about is what I call suggestion video.
Oh, yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, it's like everything is meant to be helpful. One person suggested that I show how to set up a PayPal account. I still need to do that video. It's on my to-do list of one of the things for me to do. And it's like, so give me your suggestions. If there's something you're like, hey, I've always wanted to know how to do X. If I can figure out how to do it, I'll do a video for you. Just, let me know.
Yeah, exactly. But so I mean that's a great summation of very different content, but I think there's a lot of overlap in our interests, and I think you said it really well, Ryan. It's not a zero-sum game, right? It's this is the other thing too. I think I've seen a lot of YouTubers complain about, why are you going live at this time? You know that so-and-so is going live at that time. You know what? Unless you're going to actually engage in the chat, and especially on these YouTubers that have like super chats and whatnot, you're going to send super chats and stuff like that. Unless you're going to do that real time, you don't need to actually physically be there. Just go hit the like button and then come back tomorrow and, watch it at your leisure. That's one of the nice things about
it's
YouTube and streaming and so forth.
It's not that simple. It's very complex. So you can watch a show live and then watch another show's replay. So you've got some channels that have a lot of live views, but not a lot of replay views. And you have other channels that have the exact opposite. That's where the complication lies. That's why different creators grow in different ways. That's why comparing creators is like comparing apples to oranges, because you could have a shorts video maker at 13,000, like Zach's, who's a great guy.
Yeah.
You can have a live streaming channel such as yours, Troy, that is on 470, I think, last time I checked. And they could have similar watch time. But Zach's has loads of views, and unfortunately, Troy doesn't have as many. But there's the balance you have to make between content creators, live streamers, and shorts video makers. We are different in our respects to views, subscribers, and watch time. And some of us dabble in all of them. Some of us
Yeah.
are content creators, live streamers, and shorts video makers. So, yeah, it's not easy to
And
go far.
and I gotta say that I mean, I super appreciate everybody that I see in the chat,
Mm.
but we have certain regulars, so to speak, that they just can't make it on Friday. But boy howdy, the next day they're leaving a comment as if they were live, but they're commenting as they're watching the video in repeat and whatnot. And I just got to say, I love the heck out of that. That is just super, super encouraging. I guess that's kind of what keeps me doing this, is that kind of thing. And it's just one or two people, but I had someone come and say something about one of my recent videos. I think it was last week. And I'm drawing a blank who it was. It's getting late. But
You don't say.
right. Well, it's even later for you, right? Because I'd been drinking last week, a little heavier than I did this week, and I jumped into singing the 1960s Marvel cartoon themes, and I was belting out Captain America. And the person left a comment saying, well, you've got a really great voice. You have a great deal of passion. I said, well, that's just it. I said, I make up for my lack of singing ability with passion. But just in case she comes back and wants to hear it again, I'll do it one more time. This is the one you can clip if you want to. When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who chose to oppose his shield must yield. And if he's led to a fight and a duel is due, then the red and the white and the blue will come through. When Captain America throws his mighty shield. There you go.
And that is a short that can get thousands, folks.
So I should clip that myself, is what you're saying. The biggest flaw in the YouTube structure is it expects content creators to churn out videos like the underworld workers in Metropolis, and the moment you don't, they make your channel invisible.
Is it like 4 videos a day?
Well, see, and I have heard, I think everybody's got their own theory. We don't know what the algorithm is actually doing, but everyone's got their theories about it. And I know that I heard one person speculate that when you are putting out a lot of regular content, like yourself, 4 videos a day, and then you go for any span of time because you take ill or, you go on vacation or something, you just die in the algorithm and you just disappear from.
That's why
from
July
views.
had such little growth, from 614 to 648. For most of that month, I couldn't speak properly. I was very ill. I still made 86 videos, though.
And this is why I say, it's, you could have thousands and thousands of subscribers, but how many people do you actually have watching every one of your videos regularly?
Well,
if you are enjoying a YouTuber that much that you're, just make sure you're going to their channel and checking on it. Don't rely on YouTube to announce them or your subscription to always hold. Go check out their channel in case you missed something.
And that's the other thing. When you subscribe to someone, because YouTube thinks everyone's a bot, watch one video at least for 5 minutes. Or what I do is I will have that channel open in another tab and just do play all, so they also get some watch time. And then this way, YouTube doesn't think I'm a bot, and they get to keep my subscription.
Well, see, but then you look at Michael here, and it's like, well, There you go. That's a professional for you. He says, when I took 2 weeks vacation with my wife and family to England in 2019, I spent the 2 weeks ahead of it making 10 videos to
There you
have
go.
preloaded to activate every 2 days on your vacation. See, that's dedication. That's
YouTube.
professional.
Yes, YouTube scheduling. Apart from that and shorts video making, those are the two things I just do not do. Because for me, YouTube scheduling, you have to create a separate tweet to so that everyone on Twitter knows that I'm scheduled to do that video. And for me, it just takes too much time. It's just easier to release every hour or every few hours with the corresponding tweet, and then do it that way. I don't expect it to go on vacation.
It's killer for like deleted scenes who's working 7 days a week, and Aged Boomer who's got kind of a shifting schedule, and Netter and I working the 9 to 5 days a week. You know, YouTube
hard.
becomes like a part-time job, and you know it's impossible to.
Well, I managed to schedule it so it takes very little time for me to actually do what I'm doing. The only difficulty is spacing out when to do it. So when the videos are released every few hours, that's how I space it, because you release 4 videos in an hour. That's going to leave a big gap for the rest of the day. So
Boosh kind of is speaking to the kind of. I wasn't specifically thinking of Friday Night Tights, but you know, he says I don't get the Friday Night Tights is on. I don't want to step on any toes. Yeah,
and you want to talk about to go slightly off subject. You talk about me being a great blue wrench. Imagine what X-Ray Girl has to do on Friday Night Tights.
Chris Persia.
That goes by, or Chris Persia. That goes by so quickly. I can't even read half of it. I don't know how they moderate that chat at all. It's amazing to me. Those are the high end wrenches right there.
Although I mean, I watch on Midnight's Edge, and I know that there's a number of people, so they're all kind of like tag teaming. It does help,
including me. Yeah, because even more at night, but you know, even then, you know, you gotta be on your toes.
I gotta find mods for reality based.
Yeah,
definitely, yeah.
Honestly, I was of the same mind as Aged Boomer. I'm like, don't have enough people in chat to even have to worry about it. I can handle it myself. And I don't even have to. Right now, I got what, nine people watching, but I'm focused on hosting and talking and chatting, and I get into the conversation and I miss what's going by on the side, you know.
And you have to prepare for the porn bot attacks.
And nobody's prepared for the porn bot attacks.
We should be getting another one now, right?
We mentioned them, so now they're going to show up, right? But I think we're probably also at the point where I want to be respectful, especially of Ryan's time. He needs to actually get some sleep tonight. It's as it's starting to dawn over there in the
Yes,
UK.
it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, the cock's crowing over there.
But you can
the cock.
Now you can say
What?
He said the cock. He said I didn't mean doing it.
Oh gosh, didn't even think about that. My gosh.
What do you like,
I said the thing.
What did you like?
I was gonna say now you can say you've been up since dawn. You know, somebody asked you. You know, never mind.
I just thought you said you were going to like something. I can't understand what it was.
Oh no, I think I was in the middle of trying to say that the thing about you could tell people you've been up since dawn, 'cause
I thought you were getting derailed by my having said something about a cock. I'm like, I'm talking
There
about.
goes now the
literally not talking about anything dirty here.
stream's gonna get demonetized now.
I'm not monetized. I don't even have to worry about it. That's the best part. There was, if I had more confidence in my singing voice, though, speaking of cocks, and again, I'm still just talking about a rooster. I had really been planning and wanting to close out each song. Dolly Parton used to close out her show with a little bit of "I Will Always Love You." Just her. Staple way of closing out the song. I wanted to close out every song with Dean Martin, or my rendition of Dean Martin singing "Hit the Road to Dreamland," because the last line is "Bye bye, baby, time to hit the road to dreamland. Don't cry, baby, it was divine, but the rooster has finally crowed. Time to hit the road." But I just don't have enough confidence in my singing voice to do that. So,
Do I look menacing without my glove?
You look like Wolfman Jack. That's what you look like. Do you know who Wolfman Jack is?
Nope.
Okay. Maybe we'll have to talk about Wolfman Jack one day.
Like you do and say, yes.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Wolfman Jack, of course. Wolfman Jack was, well, you should probably look him up. It's a cultural touch point you might be interested in, but he was or do that as one of your
suggestion.
Yeah, one of your opinion of or type videos. Wolfman Jack. Back in the 70s, he was a radio personality disc jockey. During the
deep voice.
Yeah, he had a very deep voice, and he talked like this. And he looked a lot like you. He had the full beard and the long hair. It was the 70s.
What was his name again?
Wolfman Jack.
Okay, thank you.
I actually don't even know what his real name is, to be honest.
He was a big guy back in the day.
Yeah. And he was always showing up on variety shows and stuff, and his shtick, because it kind of stuck. People said,
Weston Smith.
"You're kidding me."
No.
I never would have guessed that. I had no idea. But he would, because the Wolfman Jack, name kind of stuck, he'd say, "This is Wolfman Jack. Ooh," and that was his thing.
And he looked like a wolf.
He kind of did look like a wolf. Yeah. But, it's, he's one of those personalities from the 70s. If you were a kid of the 70s, you knew, just like Howard Cosell, and I don't know, who else would you think of from the 70s that would fit that? Just they were on like Casey Kasem, sure, or
And his son sounds
or
like
even Paul Lynn. There were certain people that you just knew from the 70s. But
He has a Halloween special, Paul Lynn. Did you know that?
I have gotten a capture of it, so I have it on physical media. Yeah. That's actually a fine memory. That one, as I recall, a variety show, and the whole
Kiss was on there. Yeah,
Kiss was on there. Margaret Hamilton reprised her role as the Wicked Witch, along with, I don't know who the actress was who played Witchy Poo on H.R. Puff and Stuff. That's another 70s reference that the young
Betty
ones
White
wouldn't
was
know.
there too, right? I think Betty White was on that.
Betty White was there. You're absolutely right. Yeah. It was that typical 70s variety show that most people today only know of the Star Wars Holiday Special as and that wasn't quite the same thing.
It's just
similar
hard,
but different.
It's hard to believe that this period was nearly 50 years ago.
I know.
Nearly half a century.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a
Oh,
lot.
thank you so much. Is it because you share a name that you remember that off the top of your head? Billy Hayes played Witchy Poo. By any chance related? That just makes me have to ask, Tim. Just curious. But I do remember HR Puffin stuff. Of course, looking back at HR Puffin stuff, you wonder if the creators of that show were puffing some stuff. But, just it was
Likely.
the 70s, I mean.
Cocaine.
Oh, okay. So no relation. No relation. Okay. I always do an annual Star Wars holiday special. We'll talk about doing drugs and then making a variety show. That's there's no way around that conversation. But anyway, so yeah, let me start winding this down. And as we usually do, going to go through what we've got going on in the week that we want to promote. And because I don't really know your schedule, I just catch you, at the end of the week. Deleted scenes. What have you got coming up this week?
Work, and more work.
I could have guessed that.
Apart from that,
There will be new content. I'm working on a couple of things behind the scenes. Been talking to some people about some appearances, so we'll see how it goes.
Sure.
Right.
One thing I do want to do before we wrap it up is I do want to thank you and Netters and Boomer for once again bringing me on and putting up with me. This is my 11th appearance on the show.
Oh yeah, regular guest host, yeah.
Plus, I hit my 100 here on the show during
right, you
during your
did.
Sunday improv show.
That's right, you did.
Oh.
That night when I was supposed to have a guest, but Canada shut down, so I couldn't get Fat Steven Seagal on, who's changed the name of his channel again.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is it, like Some Fat Gamer or something now?
Just some fat gamer.
Oh gosh, I can't keep up with him. Even during my show, I was like, Fat Steven Justice Fat Steven. I have no idea. No, yeah, super appreciate it. I mean, yeah, all my videos are, there to check out. We've done a rewatch of some David Lynch. We've talked David Lynch. We did that rewatch of that Lynch-esque type of show that you introduced us to, the
Outer Range.
Outer Range, thank you.
Some
Yeah, I
Amazon.
couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Which hopefully will be coming back. I'd like to see where that
Hopefully,
leads to.
yeah.
But so you don't have any? I thought you were still doing some guest hosting during the week as a regular show. No.
With work and all, it's been a little.
That's right.
It's been a little
Once
hard
you started
to,
working, yeah, that's right.
schedule
I'd forgotten
anything
about
in particular.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, like I said, I was co-hosting with Matt Allen the Saturday Serial program, and hopefully we will be back at some point and return with that show. I co-host with Jedi Bill for his Sunday Western Roundup type show, and because nobody on YouTube talks about Westerns.
West.
Yeah.
Jedi Bill talks about.
Yeah.
We go on and do rewatches of Westerns. We had Dances with Wolves the other week, Hostiles, 310 to Yuma. We've been.
I think that's because most people who watch westerns now, or have watched westerns are very old.
Hey, who you calling old?
Not all.
Plus.
No, I mean.
What
I
are you
grew up
people
Lone
doing in my
Ranger and
room?
all that, so
Right.
yeah, I'm older than all y'all.
That's true. You can't tell by looking at her, but yeah, she. I'm the second oldest, I think, on the stream. But anyway, so Ryan, I could probably say I know what you've got coming up. You've got like 4 videos a day, and you've got now you're starting a live stream. Tell us about it.
Well, let me take off these glasses so that I am focused, because there are a lot of bright lights here. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this live stream as well as all the people that were within it. Thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe, not only to Troy Pacelli, but also to his wonderful wife, Netta's Network, as well as his 2 minions, Aged Boomer and Boomer C.
Thank you.
I like that. Minions, I like that.
As for myself,
And everyone in the chat that's
Yes,
been,
yes,
make sure
all
you're
of you.
following everybody.
Wonderful people. I'm sure you will make great guests for Troy, and maybe minions. You never know. But
Maybe me.
as for me, yes, tomorrow 4 videos will be made, and my new show, Reality Based, with Ryan Roger Athe, will start with its first episode. Episode 0 was on the 19th.
Right.
But episode 1 will be on the 26th of September with Miss Martin Muses. She is the first guest. Always good to have a lady as a guest. Followed by 8 more shows over the course of October and the first few days of November. Is it 8 or 9? I think it's 8. The 9th, or the 10th, actually. 10th episode, which will be the 9 other episodes, after the 9 other episodes, will be in early to mid-November. So yes, a new show, still suggestions and Rising Stars videos to make, and hopefully I'll go far as a rising star.
There you go. And in a couple of weeks, you're going to be having a really good-looking Italian guy on your show, as I understand.
What
Am I right?
episode are you? I should check.
Wasn't it October 8th, 9th?
October
like
the
that?
8th, reality-based, episode 4. There we go.
Oh.
Got it on my calendar, but the reason I have it on my calendar is because I can't keep it between my ears. That's just how I am. Netter, you got something coming up this week?
This week, no. I'm still editing my renovation videos, and I will be having my regular Saturday night rewatch not tomorrow, but
following
next Saturday, where again my special guest hosts, besides my usual cohorts, will be Polly the Latino Slant and Mikey the Mexican Iron Man.
Yep.
And I'm so looking forward to that. They're 2 of my favorite YouTubers, so I love having them on. Especially since I'll be able to talk about the history surrounding the. I don't speak Spanish well. How do you call it?
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah. It's like I didn't want to butcher it. That's why I made my husband say it. And just like all of the tradition things surrounding that, it's like I want to hear about it. I want to know what that's about. And they just celebrated Mexican Independence Day last week, I think it was. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more about this.
And this is a week from tomorrow, right?
Uh-huh.
Because tomorrow night over on Big Al Presents, you will be you and I both. And are you there tomorrow, Boomer?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I most likely will make it unless
So
there's
Boomer,
a
Netter, and
hurricane raging
myself.
on me.
Yep. Boomer, Netter, and myself will be over on Big Al Presents for a rewatch tomorrow night of the 80s raunchy classic, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Phoebe Cates.
Yes.
That's all you got to say, Phoebe Cates. That's tomorrow night. Sunday night over on Aged Boomer's channel, I will be guest hosting. What are we going to be doing Sunday?
On Sunday night, we'll be talking about many a splendid thing.
On Geeky Geezers.
Geeky Geezers, yes.
Bless you,
Geeky
Netter.
Geezers. The latest in all the geek news that I feel is worth mentioning. And Troy gets to say, too. That's basically it. So we will actually talk a bit. What's up?
The captain of the Hush Tom says she loves my show's intro music. I I will take credit for choosing it. It's not like I orchestrated or
Propose it
anything.
yourself.
It's duty-free music that I got off YouTube, so you should be able to go on and find it on the YouTube. But yeah, no, thank you. I super appreciate that. So that's Sunday. We're also doing something on Tuesday, aren't we?
Yes, we will be on Mr. Matchstick's channel to have a discussion of season 2 of the Legion of Superheroes, a early aughts cartoon featuring Superman in the future, dealing with the superheroes of the future and helping them out in the future. It's a series.
We were talking earlier in the stream about. I just caught Bushy's comment. I appreciate the compliment, but I'm not Italian. I'm of Irish descent. I like that. But we were talking about how the cartoon series, the animated DC shows have been so much better than anything cinematically they've been doing. And we've been doing a lot of videos about that. I'm way behind on. I have a lot of the animated stuff on DVD. I just hadn't gotten around to watching it. But since Mr. Matchstick kind of started a forced march for us, I've been kind of really. I mean, it's like, okay, this week we're going to be doing this movie, and this movie. Okay, I got to watch these 3 movies, and then okay, we're going to do the first season of Legion of the Superheroes. Okay, and so I'm. And it's funny because you'll say, do you have these 3 movies? Oh, I've got 2 of those 3 movies. So I'll order the other one and watch the first 2, I tell this story all the time. Netter and I used to go, before the pandemic, we'd go every year down to Metropolis, Illinois for the Superman celebration. And, they'd have door prizes and stuff like that. And I won all kinds of DVDs in the door prizes for the Superman Super Site and the Superman homepage. Netter won a trivia contest, and so we just accumulated all these DVDs, and I didn't watch most of them. I just have had them, so now I'm starting to get caught up on them. So that's Tuesday on Mr. Matchstick's channel. Boomer, is there anything going on Wednesday with Soundtracks with Birdman?
Yes, he'll be having his anniversary stream. We're going to be having a lot of guests on for a rewatch of the classic movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. So we'll be talking a bit about that movie. We're having a lot of guests on that week. So okay,
there you go. Yeah, back when Indiana Jones was good.
Oh, I have. Come on, man. We got a new one coming out soon, huh? Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that. Like I'm looking forward to hemorrhoid surgery. And then next week, Friday, come back here where my very lovely special guest will be Arwen Avalon.
Oh,
who's I feel very on brand for this channel. I've got a drunk stream. She's got a drunk stream. I think we'll get along famously.
Arwen and her box wine.
Yeah, box wine. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say, because she's a rising star.
Because she is a rising star. No, that's
a rising star, actually. One of the earliest, I think.
Yes.
Now, here's something that's funny, because you mentioned boxed wine. We moved into our house 17 years ago.
Yep.
And the previous owner left some things behind. And the master bedroom closet, on a shelf, I found a lighter and a package of rolling papers. And in our family room bar area, we found a boxed wine.
Yep.
And this thing had a date on it from like 7 years previous, so it's been sitting there for a while.
Yep. But yeah, so boxed wine, whatever, when I ask what she's sipping on, she'll have something good to tell me. That's next week, Friday. And then, of course, that brings us around again to Netter's Network on Saturday for next Saturday for the Book of Life. And I think that about does it. Is there anything else anyone else wants to share? We're about there. We're about...
Deleted scenes?
Well, I tell you, if retro blasting is still in the chat, you might be interested in this. We brought up the matter of Han Solo's blaster being made out of what was essentially a German Mauser.
Mm-hmm.
I have the replica
Ooh.
of Han's blaster. I got this at the one and only con I ever got to go to,
Wow.
pre-goof.
Yeah.
And
Is that-
you can,
Is that
fairly good design. It's it does not fire, but I could very easily, if I wanted to, have the, it even has like a safety catch on and off. And,
it's made from a real Mauser or a replica of one?
replica of one.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very, very nice. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the best I could manage was the old Kenner, and I repainted it, to look right, but it's still basically just a lump of plastic. But anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody who came to chat tonight, who came, following these guys. That's not a big secret, right? Just like Ryan's formula. My hope is to maybe pull in some viewership from the guests that I have on. It's slow going, but it's a way to grow. But as the title said, as we always hear from PJ at Orville Nation, we grow together, and I guess that's the best part of it. I said it coming in, I'll say it going out. I feel like this is really why we're doing it. We're really enjoying hanging out with all of you, and really appreciate you guys. Panel, don't go away. We'll say our goodbyes in the green room. Everyone else, thanks so much for being here. Hope to see you on the next one. I appreciate all the subs. Take care. Catch you later.
Bye.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.